Talk with post-grad recruits. Tonight, we have a special one with Mission Tech, a new program, new kid on the block, close to my where my family is from, Austin, Texas. So I had to get them on for sure. What's going on, fellas?
How you doing?
Hold on, let me see. All right, had a little bit of technical difficulty. So you guys just played a tough match against Howard Payne, correct?
Correct.
So, coach, tell me a little bit about the program. Where is Mission Tech at?
We are located in Killeen, Texas. Okay, so about an hour, little over an hour from Austin, 2 hours away from Dallas in Central Texas.
Okay. All right. I was about to say, tell the people where Killeen is. Killeen, you can miss Killeen if if you driving, you can pass
Right.
right through it. So, tell me, coach. So, Mission Tech, where did it come from? Where did the idea come from? How did this program develop, and what made you put it right there in Killeen, Texas?
Basically, we, myself and Mr. Smith, Andre Smith, we met coaching at RPA College in 2019. Just kind of differences of how the management worked there. We ended up going our separate ways. Um, COVID kicked in, so football kind of shut down for the most part. So we kind of put our heads together. We decided we wanted to bring a team to Killeen. That's kind of where he went to high school. So from there, I told him I was locked in. Once he got everything kind of situated, from there, we wanted to add an opportunity for guys to chase their dreams and not get caught up in streets or uh, going into the working field without truly pursuing their dreams.
Right. Right. I mean, you put it in a good location. I mean, you guys are pretty central to a lot of the main cities right there in Texas. Um,
Right.
so I mean, so that's a really good location to have it. When I heard of you guys being there, I was like, oh man, that's pretty dope. So, so I mean, what is so you say keep guys out the streets. What's the importance of this post grad to you? Like, how do you feel this is an important contribution to the football community? And just these high school guys coming out who might have the grades, might have everything they needed, might have been, in a wrong position in high school. Anything can happen. There's a lot of different factors that keep these guys, from reaching their goals. So, for you, what's the importance and your administrative staff?
For me, I was a JUCO product. Okay, I went to Sacramento City Junior College in California. I've seen a lot of guys get kind of tossed into that college life, and they still needed an extra year to develop or an extra 6 months to kind of lock in on the requirements of academics, coming over or overcoming that mental barrier of facing an injury. With the kids nowadays, they're impacted by COVID, so you kind of don't know a kid's situation. Most of your junior colleges or your universities, they'll kind of be more focused on the sports aspect and not the developmental stage of what athletes have to go through. And society kind of overlooks that because it's hey, you're an athlete, do your job. But some of the guys are focusing or battling mental illness, right? Broken homes, things of that nature. So at the prep level, especially at Mission Tech, we're focusing on not just building football players, but building young men, right? And teaching them the foundation of holding themselves accountable, for one, and then being able to show leadership skills, to where they come together, but they can recognize when their brother needs help. And it's not, it's a mindset of being selfish in a sense to focus on themselves, but also not being too selfish to where they can now uplift their brother and we can come together and get through a situation together.
Right. You're absolutely right, Cole. I agree with everything you just said, man. And um, something that a lot of guys who go off to college to these 4 year universities, and for you guys who always looking at guys and like, man, how'd he get picked up? But some of those guys who get picked up end up back home come December, January because they weren't prepared mentally for what was to come. So I mean, it might look sweet, but sometimes hey, they get bit at the end because they just weren't ready. The talent might be there, but the mental capacity to be able to handle that situation. It just, the classes, the waking up, the morning grind. I'm sure all you guys are putting those guys through all of that just to get them prepared mentally. So I want to get to a little bit about this first game you guys just had against uh, Payne. So how was that? Let me hear the guys speak. How was that experience?
All right. So for the first game of the season, I mean, to prepare for it, boys put in 110 effort. So I mean, coming into this game, we had high hopes. We know we had to work on a lot of things, but our results for as many players as we got, we definitely impressed ourselves and the coaches as well. So I mean, it was exciting for the first game of the season. I mean, boys got loose a little bit, but we got more exciting things coming.
So tell me this. So you guys came into prep. You guys came to prep. You guys knew what you were told. What was to be coming and what to expect. Did you guys think you were going to go into and a lot of you guys, not maybe you guys, but you guys look at D3 and be like, it's just D3. It's just D3. Now, when y'all stepped on the field with those guys, did you feel like it was just D3?
I mean, for me personally, it was like a whole other level. Like I never played like it was different because in high school it was like slower pace. Like I can read I could read certain things differently. And when I try to bring like stuff I learned in high school into the college game, it was harder to like, bring out my tricks and all that because I mean they're college. They've been watching film. They know all this stuff. So I mean they just basically knew how to counter for everything I did.
So pretty much you realize, hey, this is football.
Like,
this is football right here. The pace was faster. They were a little bit smarter. Now you got a D lineman that you look back and he's right there on your heels, and you are trying to figure out, are you moving slow or is he just that fast? And he's just that fast. so I mean that I just wanted the little touch on that a little bit. So who else we got right here? Let me hear from all the guys. I want to know your perspective.
So for me, it was like my first time playing center. I was usually a guard, but I had stepped up to play center because like no one else wanted to play center. So
Right.
they had a 3-man front, and it was not nothing like high school. It was college ball. I didn't expect that, but I had to go play both ways.
And that was tough. I'm sure that was tough because how many guys was on their sideline?
Me and the guys still finished the game and kept our heads up.
Right, Coach. How many would you, Coach? How many would you say estimate was on Payne's sideline? Did they throw the whole team at you?
They had 130 to our 28.
Yeah, they they threw the whole sink at you.
The boys did well. With that number variation to go both ways and then to still hold. A lot of people don't know we reported August 1st, right? So to report on August 1st with high school guys, and then their first set of competition be 3 weeks later. And when we say report, they're getting in shape, they're getting their pads, they're building chemistry in a 3-week span, and then to be able to hold a university to 24 points and then still put up a touchdown. A lot of our guys going both ways. That says a lot, right? So the boys did well. Of course, there's areas where we can grow, but from a coaching standpoint, knowing I played college ball, I understand it. You know what I mean? When you get the guys that have come back from the previous year, they're bigger, faster, stronger, and they actually understand the concept. I was preached to them the whole first year, And for us to fight the way we did, that speaks volumes for what kind of kids I have. So extremely proud.
For sure. I mean, post grad is a different level. I mean, these guys, these freshmen, there's seniors that are now freshmen in college. Because you guys are in college. I mean, that's what it is. Let's call it what it is. You're playing against college talent. So you're in college. So I mean, these guys coming in, they get to realize, the different levels of talent and things of that nature. But like I want to say, Coach, so you had a lot of trials, I'm sure, getting this thing going and getting this thing started, right? So I mean, we don't have to go into depth, because everybody don't need to know Mr. Tech's business, but just some of the things. How hard was it to get this thing going?
Extremely hard. With the first year program, the funding. Okay, so keeping a staff on there, the confidence of bringing or challenging young men that are in a new world, right? They're facing this new challenge, and then you have the naysayers, you have the people that talk against prep, you have the guys that, oh, well, I went this route, so that's the way you should go, because they don't know the other options that they have. So that's a constant battle that prep guys have to deal with, right? So with that, reassuring them that they can play at this level, this is the right decision for them, and allowing them to once again make a decision of, I made a decision, I'm going to stand by it, right? And trusting the decision making process, right? You decided to come here, so bet on yourself, believe in yourself. There's going to be people, whether you make it or not, that are going to still have an opinion about you, right? So just reassuring them of that when you're dealing with a young man that's still trying to figure himself out. Some days are easier than others, but that's what coaches sign up for.
Right.
We pass on the knowledge that we've gained, the life experiences that we've seen people succeed in, and then fail too because they did not make the right decision. And kind of want to be a parent and fix it for them, but at the end of the day, they also have to experience life for themselves, and then we nurture them through those decisions that they make. Okay, right. So every day is a challenge in itself as a coach, but it's well worth it. You wake up every day and you do the same thing over and over and again, with the hopes of it's going to catch. They're going to grasp too.
Man, you have to have a passion for this thing to be, especially on the prep level. I mean, you got to think about it. As I was going to say earlier, I got lost track of mine, but these guys coming in, you got to have such a short period of time to get them prepared for a college team. To go that which that team expects to beat up on your guys. That's the point of them saying, "Come to us," so they can have somebody to beat up on, and then your guys get there and they have to perform to the best of their ability because they have goals and aspirations to make it, to that level and past it, So it's very difficult to teach them a whole offense, a defense, and and you have to be the coach, the dad, the uncle, the brother, and everything else from a day-to-day basis. So I mean, it's very admirable of what you guys are doing over there. So the talent pool, as you said earlier, you spoke a little bit about the guys who kind of speak against it, as far as players wise, and try to say, no, come over here, go to this school. So how was it, because you guys got some talent, I've seen it, and you guys got some guys, the guys sitting with you right now, all those guys can play on the next level for sure. So I mean, how was it, searching for that talent pool?
It wasn't. I'm a student of the game. I love watching film. So typically, when I look at film, if you catch my eye in the first 3 or 4 plays, I can kind of break down, if you're a gamer or not, right? From that aspect, having a conversation, talking to them on the phone, that will let me know, okay, is he all talk, or I just start kind of filling them out that way. With our guys, I did put them through a regiment before they reported that they had to do certain things. So from that, now I can gauge what kind of athlete I'm going to get, but also reaching out to their high school coaches. Okay, so
Right.
now getting a feel for that, just following the recruiting process, right? From that you would get from a junior college or a university. You talk to their previous coaches, and then you talk to that athlete, talk to their parents, see what kind of kid you're getting. Is he a guy that is going to clean up his room, or does mom take care of everything? Right. So that helps me kind of gauge, okay, how am I going to mentor this kid to get him to the next level? And then go from that route. I'd say the hardest part for me is the language barrier for our foreign athletes, right? So we have a gentleman that's from France.
Okay.
So learning him, it's not that hard based off of the film, because out there they really focus on the development, and guys will leave home to go to a school to focus on that sport. So that's not the hard part. It's just understanding when he's talking. Okay, am I understanding what you're saying, right?
Right.
Other than that, I really do take the time to study the film, but I love to talk to the parents and the kid, so I understand what I'm getting myself into as a coach. But also paying attention to that first conversation to know how I need to mentor and attack getting that young man to the next level.
Right. So being right there in Killeen, you guys got so many schools around you. I mean, Texas has a lot of, universities, a lot of Division III schools are there. So do you guys kind of, how is it, with such a big, and Texas is such a big state, and it's so much talent all over the place. I mean, you guys are like close to Austin, close to Dallas. So how is it trying to get those guys to try to, realize their potential and so what?
So the tough part of a first year program, of course, for us, it's, do they know about us, right?
Right.
Sometimes you have to go away before you can be home, right? So what I mean by that is a lot of our guys aren't from this area. A lot of our guys are guys that understand, okay, Texas is a football state. So pretty much every university wants a guy from Texas on their roster. So to be able to use that as a tool to get guys to come from different areas and prove themselves, get tested by the best area or one of the best areas as far as competition. That was kind of easy. As far as the guys that are local, it's a little bit harder because they're here and they don't know about us yet.
Right.
Okay, so that was one of the hiccups, that it was like, we're going to get a ton of local guys, and that unfortunately didn't happen. But the guys that did coming from out of state, now we have a new little flair because the local guys that are on opposing teams, they haven't seen that talent, right? So they haven't gone against that guy. They haven't seen him in a 7-on-7 or a flag competition aspect. Okay, so for us, we have that hidden jewel that our guys from other states are bringing different type of grit, different type of competitive level. So that's always a positive.
And I was going to ask you that. I was actually just about to ask you, are a lot of your guys from the backyard, or because I mean, it's very common for post grads to get guys from other states, which somebody needs to do a study on this, because you have a post grad right in your backyard. It'd probably be cheaper for you because you can commute, and you decide instead, I'm gonna go to Maine to this instead, and where I've never been before. I didn't go for a visit, anything. I just want to get away from home and get there, and like, why did I come here? So do you guys have so I was gonna just ask you, do you have a good nucleus of guys from the Texas area, or most of them from out of state?
More so the ones that are from the Texas area, or more so Houston, right? We have a few from Dallas, but the biggest thing is transitioning to that weather, right? The humidity and things like that. So guys that are coming from out of state, transitioning to the weather is the biggest kind of thing. The guys that are local, they're like, yeah, this is Texas heat, we're used to it. But now they're transitioning to college conditioning.
Texas
There's a
something
barrier
different
that they all have to overcome, right? So with our local guys, everybody's being challenged. Coach, I worked out today, but their workout is just weights. Instead of
Right.
understanding in college, it's weights, it's conditioning, it's footwork, it's all of that, all in one. So making that jump from high school to college, that's the shocker. It's not necessarily, where they're coming from for the most part.
Right.
So that transition, getting a guy that has that work ethic from a different state, it's pretty much identical. It's just a matter of, okay, hey, you're used to a cold climate. This humidity might kick your butt. So make sure you're drinking your water. Make sure you're
Right. And
taking care of your body.
that heat is something different there. I mean, it's different when you get to Alabama towards Mississippi, Texas area. It starts to get a lot different heat. Even here in Florida, I'm here in Florida. That heat in Texas just hits different. Trying to stay conditioned in that is just a different beast. I've heard that you guys got a lot of rain recently. How are you guys doing practicing around the rain?
Luckily, with IPRU, we're able to practice indoor. So,
Man,
a lot of their schools have indoor facilities. So, with that inconsistency in the weather, you can get in the morning, you can have sunshine, and then rain, and then thunderstorm, and then tornado watch all in one day. So, being able to have that indoor facility, it actually helps us. We can still get work, but at the same time, what we kind of noticed with being indoor a lot, it does kind of hurt us a little bit transitioning to outside. So trying to find that fine balance between indoor outdoor is what we're kind of working through.
Right. Those measurements kind of change up when you get to outside and the hashes and things of that nature. So when you call them plays, it changes some things up for you. I get exactly what you're saying. So so key players. I mean, of course, the guys with you, you have to at least expect them to be enough to be leaders. They sitting there with you, so you think highly enough that they're leaders. And I'm sure all you guys, you got much respect and regard for all the players. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. You just have some guys who try to separate themselves. And say their names again for everybody out there, Coach.
Carl Robinson the third, quarterback, receiver, DB.
Corey Robinson, you just made our top 10, didn't you?
Carl Robinson, yes sir.
Carl Robinson. Man, tell me about, before we keep moving, tell me about that play, man, because you went up for that one.
Coach called like the slant wheel concept. You feel me? I didn't say the name, Coach. I didn't say the name. But I seen a linebacker didn't put his eyes on me, so I just sat in the zone and just praying the quarterback to see me. I know the ball got a little up there, so I mean, by all means, wherever the ball go, I go. So I got up there, then coming down to the ground, I was really expecting to get hit already. But I seen like a little crease, hit that first one, and seen the second one, and then I seen my boy Jeremiah setting the block on the edge, so I just was trying to race towards him. I just had one dude to beat, but I mean, the difference is the conditioning. We only had like 2 weeks. I was about to say, look, the next top 10, I'm not getting caught.
Right. Somebody told me, one of the guys that on the committee for finding that, he said, man, if he would have scored, that would have had to be player of the year. That's what he told me. He said that would have had to be player of the year. How he scored.
Look, gas prices went up and my gas went out.
I got you. I was like, man, who is that who just caught him? Like you was on the sideline.
Well, I promise you, one of us is gonna have something exciting for you next game.
I got you. I got you. So like you said, your boy hit that block for you on the edge, man. Me and Jeremiah, we've messaged a little bit, man. Great dude, man. Coaches, you get a steal getting this guy. Definitely has leadership qualities. So, man, tell me, man. So, I mean, a lot of receivers they take a break on that play, and they don't keep on blocking. so tell me your mindset on that.
I mean, it's just the way I was taught to play receiver ever since high school. I had good coaching and stuff too. So, I mean, they just taught me don't give up on the play even if you don't get the ball. Especially with Coach Providence, he's always telling us too, don't give up. Show them on film that you're willing to get a chase down tackle to make the key block for a touchdown. So, I mean, I'm never gonna give up on a play too. So, I see it my way too, and I just see the DBs coming going for the block.
And that's so true, man, because I kid you not, one of the plays on the top 10 there was another kid that we were looking at, and we saw we saw on the bottom of the screen a tackle being made. It was with AU Augusta. We saw a tackle being made on the bottom of the screen, and we said, "Whoa!" So we flipped the script, and that highlight became his instead because the play was even better. I mean, that's just how it happens. That's how the game goes. So you got to go full speed, the full game every play, because you never know when a coach might see you watching somebody else's film, and they say, "Wait, who's that kid?" And they try to get that name instead. So that's some good stuff. So my big man over here, he said, say your name again for everybody.
Jonathan Escobar.
So you had to go both ways on the line, huh?
Yes, sir.
You was in the trenches going both ways. And like everyone said, they gas ran out. Your boy said gas. Carl said gas prices is high. He ran out. How'd you feel out there? Working on that. Hey man, playing center and then hitting that D line, that's tough. But if you can do it, when you can do it, we're gonna speak it in existence. When you can do it, some big things about to happen for you for sure. Because old linemen are extinct nowadays. So so that's some good stuff, man. And we got somebody in the corner, man. He been off camera. I ain't been able to see his face. What's going on, man? Join the party.
The guy who comes from France, so if my English is not very good, tell me, okay?
I got you. Oh, okay. So that's our French. That's our French guy.
See what I mean?
I got exactly what you said. You got to draw plays in the dirt. Yeah. Okay. What's position he playing, Coach? I need a translator. What position he playing? Receiver.
I try to play defense. I try. And yeah, I play slot. I play more slot.
Man, so I got some questions for you because coming from France, do you know Brandon Collier, PP?
Mm-hmm. Brandon Collier. You heard of him before?
No. PPI. He does a lot with European guys. I'm gonna have to definitely tell him about you. Let him know you here. He travels guys all over the nation. Brandon Collier. They call him the ambassador.
I know this guy. Yeah.
Okay.
I did some camps to some camp of PPI, but I was not on my shape. Like I was not very good at this time, so that's why I don't play or I didn't go with them.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's my guy, man. So shoot, get that film up. Brandon, you want somebody connected? He's definitely that guy. Coming from France, I mean, Europeans have really, really hit the scene hard coming to the United States. So, I mean, coaches are going. Something's in the water and food over there where y'all grow to be 6'7". I don't know what it is, but keep it up, man. So, Coach, tell us about some of the opponents you got coming up. What's you guys' schedule looking like?
Well, next we have Hardin Simmons, JB. Okay. Not this week, but the following week. And then we'll have a bye week, and then we'll have Mary Hardin Baylor's JB, and then we'll go into the prep world. Okay, we'll play some prep games, and then we'll finish November 14th with Mary Hardin Baylor JB again.
Oh wow, that's not all right. Well, that conditioning, y'all gonna have to get that conditioning right. So I spent some time. Some of my background, I went to Division III first before I went to Troy University. I went to Mississippi College and we played Mary Hardin Baylor, and them some dudes. You talking about, man? Listen. They might be called D3, but they don't play like it. They don't play like it. That's that's the misperception about D3.
Beauty of the lane we operate in with prep. We can also help guys that have been at that level and then had to, for whatever reasons, take an alternative route, right? So this man right here, like quarterback.
See, well, that explains it. That explains it. Because they get the talent, man. You know, sometimes it's very saturated on that level. You know, and, I mean, a good friend of mine, Jake Allen, he went to the NFL going from Division III, and you got some guys that are D1 talent, but for whatever reason, they end up on, you know, a Division III program. And sometimes y'all get antsy instead of being patient, you know. You know, and this is why, Coach, like you said earlier, this is the importance of post grad, because it gives guys this opportunity to say, you know what, this is not for me. I need another route. And then post grad is that route, you know, for guys to take that gap year and be able to get things the way they need to, so they can make it to the next level, or the level, or I won't even say the next level, make it to the place that fits them best, and that works for them. That's what I'll say. So I mean, it's good that you guys are doing that, because after this year, I'm sure a lot of Division III guys will start, you know, saying, hey, picking up that phone and calling you guys. And that's not the goal, but you guys are offering that opportunity, you know, saying, for guys to be able to take another route and have options. That's what it's all about. It's just having options. You know, it's not about, you know, you're not necessarily trying to take them from D3s or anything, but you want to give them options and let them, you know, find their own route, instead of, you know, because some guys feel like, okay, I got to go here because I don't have no other choice. You know, and they don't, and some guys just don't know, you know, they don't know the different options. Their parents don't know. I don't know. I didn't know how to get recruited. I wasn't on Twitter. I wasn't doing camps. I didn't know the importance of that. So, you know, those type of things can make a guy, you know, land in a spot that he's not comfortable at being. So it's good stuff that y'all are doing.
Taking into consideration the transfer portal and how much it affects high school guys, right? So
Right.
There's only so many roster spots for
sure
guys to go to JUCO or to a Division III, Division II, Division I, and you have a lot of guys that maybe they just weren't noticed enough, or they weren't vocal enough to get more reps. So that developing factor, maybe they were a young senior, right? They were
Right.
that 16, 17-year-old senior, really book smart, but they didn't get the film part because they were the younger guy.
Right.
But they hit graduation, and now it's like, okay, you either get into the working world or you go and be a practice body. But now you're like, I don't really want to be a practice body. I still
Right.
want to develop, right? So taking this route, we're not pulling anybody away from JUCOs. A lot of the JUCO coaches think that, oh, well, you're taking our guys. It's like, well, you can't use them, right?
Right.
To get a guy, if it makes sense, if his route is a financial reason, he has to go prep and then JUCO. If it fits him, it fits him. But for some, just that extra year, because maybe the school they wanted to go to were full of scholarship opportunities in that position. So they
Right.
couldn't offer anything to them. Instead of sitting for a year or going to a school they don't want to go to, they can't go prep. And it's not hurting them because we're keeping them in a position to save their eligibility, but we're building their film, right? They don't get caught up in that semi-pro world. So it's a lot of positive and negative to look at prep in a respected light, opposed to some guys make it out to, oh well, they're scams. That's everywhere, right?
Right.
The people that do it right, that get tossed into that bucket, but there's tons of people. There were just 4 guys that got drafted in the NFL that went prep. Larry Fitzgerald, prep product.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So it's not bad. It's just, if you don't know, do your research. And then at the end of the day, we've signed up to help young men get to the next level. Just because they don't go to your program does not mean that they're doing the wrong way. Right? It's a way that fits them. And that's the biggest thing that I stress with my athletes. Before you make this decision, make sure it's right for you.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And
don't look at other people's success. You know, focus on yours. You know,
Right.
absolutely. I agree with everything you're saying, Coach. So I mean, let's talk a little bit about. Let's just talk some football. You know, y'all drew up that play. I tell everybody I don't want the sauce. I just want a little bit. You know, I'll dab a little bit on, you know, what you guys do. Let's talk some football.
So I'm big on mismatches. My thing with understanding how prep is, they want to see the athlete be the athlete, so I allow that. Okay, the more my guys know, as far as studying the playbook and understanding what it is, the more I can use them. Right. So If I have a guy that is dynamic with the ball, but he's coming in listed as a receiver, you might see him in the backfield. You might not. I'm not going to give all my keys, but I do like my athletes to have the rock in their hand, and then of course with my quarterbacks, I do like them to show their ability to read a defense off pre-snap, read a defense off of post-snap, right? Deliver a strike, but also show some finesse, show some touch with things. So therefore, we keep it pretty balanced. But I also don't limit our offense to one specific position or formation, because maybe a college on the East Coast that wants a smaller guy that can be shifty. I have to have a formation that highlights that, right? So I'm very versatile because I do believe in giving all my guys opportunities to catch any coach's eye. So they're going to see a little bit of everything throughout the season as it progresses. That way, these guys can really show what they can truly do.
Right, and hey, that's some good stuff, Coach. Because that's exactly that's post grad. You have to do that because yes, it's like a thing where we're all competitors. We all want to win. I mean, we don't play the game just to lose. We all want to win. So it's like you want to play to win, but you also have to do what's in the best interest of your players and put them in positions that can showcase their talents and their abilities so that they can actually get the film that they need. So I agree with exactly what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying too. So I mean, that's some good stuff, man. So I mean, man, I really appreciate you guys, getting on with me tonight. The rest of my cast couldn't make it. Junior Saint, he gearing up for the season. He's a sideline reporter for Troy, and John Anderson actually had his 50-year high school reunion this week. 50-year high school reunions. Yeah.
I do want to introduce my defensive coordinator, Coach Dallas.
Okay, how you doing, Coach? I seen him over there in the corner. I thought he was a bodyguard. I didn't know. I got you, though. Hey, really, before we get off, Coach, defense. I want to know a little bit about that defense. What's your mindset? What your scheme is looking like? Don't tell me what you do, but tell me what you do.
So, me personally, my mindset with defense, I like to fly around. I like my guys to fly around. We're gonna hit everything moving. All 11 helmets to the ball. If one person is, not to the ball, you're getting out the game. You know what I'm saying? We're defense. We got to set the tone, and I believe we did that against Howard Payne, man. Giving up 10 points in the first half, that speaks volumes to our team. You know what I'm saying? So, and it also speaks volumes to how I prepared these guys. So I give myself credit, but I also give these guys credit as well.
Yeah, you got to give yourself credit, man, because like I said, the amount of time that you have to get them prepared and then to go and perform, and productive against a college team. I mean, that's not easy to do. Everybody can't do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of guys think they can do it. I've been around the post-grad world for a while. A lot of guys think, okay, I can do that. That's nothing. But when you get different pieces of the puzzle and all those pieces don't fit, you got to figure out how to use them to help you to get the job done. So definitely give yourself props on that, Coach, because I mean that's not easy to do, and it changes from week to week, especially when you can't get film. Because I mean, I'm sure they didn't send you guys film on them to prepare you for what's to come. You had to find what you could and work with what you had, but you don't really necessarily get the game plan and know what's coming at you. And I'm sure those guys was frustrated once they got out there and they only had 10 points. Coaches, they heard it in meetings. I'm sure they heard it in their meetings.
We all heard on the sideline, they cussing at them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going crazy. 10 points, that's it. Hey, you got to give credit to our guys, man.
Right. Absolutely. Let the talent be the talent. Coach Keaton was on with us from head coach at Allen University. He said, man, I find talent and let them do their thing. You know what I mean? He said, that's how I win. I don't try to change them when they come in and make them do this and this. I critique them and I try to, tweak it a little bit here and there, but I'm going to let the talent be talent because that's what's going to win you games. So I definitely feel you on that. So, Coach, I got to ask the head man. I asked everybody this question before we get off, and it tells a lot about your character. So, my question to you is, if you were a fruit, what fruit would you be and why?
I'd say a pineapple.
A pineapple.
You can have it cold. You can put it on pizza. You can put it in a drink. You can cook it on the pan searing. You can throw it out.
See, I like that one because somebody else said that, and my co-host got on to him because he said, "Man, pineapples are just sweet. They don't do nothing for you." But you just gave a whole bunch of reasons.
That's because we don't know how to cook with it. So you have enough spice that sweetness counterbalance
Right.
that, and you have a nice little Creole dish.
Hey, that just going to show your versatility and how you know how to do what you do with what you got, Coach. That's all
Yes,
that do. But man, I definitely appreciate you guys getting on, man. I'm gonna be keeping up. I'm actually hopefully maybe I can catch a game. Me and my family be visiting Texas soon, so hopefully I can get out there and see you guys. But I definitely appreciate you coming on with us, and I'll be keeping up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I'll be talking with you. That's another episode of Post Grad Recruits. Till next time.